Joel Bauer here in the moment for the moment. I'm with Mariah, and she asked me for 3 business tips. We just finished with the Passion to Profit weekend. She was there, and I think I gave out probably the entire architecture and infrastructure of running a business to identify your passion and convert it into something monetized, into a product, into a process, which will create forced continuity revenue. That means you do the job one time, and the money rolls in, and your freedom rolls out. So my objective here is to give you 1, 2, or 3 ideas that are more important than tactics or just simple points in running your business. I know her objective is to harness the power of many, many people and for you to be motivated by those people to impact change in your life. But the problem is the foundation. You see, the foundation of wealth starts with mental attitude, alignment. If you're familiar with T. Harv Eker, he offers an excellent seminar. His initial seminar is actually available at no charge. I'm not here to promote T. Harv Eker. We're not even close friends. We are friends, but not close friends. Why would I be mentioning him? Because he does the attitude thing really well, the mindset. I believe that even before we get to the attitude, we've got to go to the heart. If you're not doing what you love, quite frankly, I believe ultimately you will fail. You will not fail in making money. You can make money pretty much doing anything, and most people do. They go along to get along. They're not enjoying their life. There's no direct benefit or payoff in terms of their self-esteem. So here's how it works. If you have a problem, that's good. So I have a new problem. Let me show it to you. I'm going to show you a multi-million-dollar idea, potentially a billion-dollar idea. Now, I'm not making FTC recommendations here. I'm not worried about any representations because I'm just telling you I have an idea that can make millions of dollars, and it starts with a problem. Yesterday, I secured a brand new BlackBerry. The brand new BlackBerry was a result of my other one not performing very well. On the side of the new BlackBerry, they changed the interface. Now listen very carefully, because what you're going to learn here is how you take a problem and you generate massive financial leverage. Most people are never taken through the thinking behind the process. This goes beyond mindset. This is the very foundation of how money is generated. Problem. Here's the problem. I now have all these cords that connect USB to computers and chargers in my car and in my home. This particular interface really upsets me. Well, it doesn't upset me because I'm in control of how I respond to things. It kind of irritates me because I now need to go out and buy all these other devices and cords to do exactly what was already working well with all my other BlackBerries and all my other charging equipment. My Bluetooth devices for my ear, both in my car and external. So everyone that's buying the new phones, and I already did some research, are really ticked off. So what do you do when you're ticked off? Well, you can either be ticked off or you can create a solution. And so I found out that I can have an electronics engineer, and by the way, this solution may already exist, but I'm just telling you how it works. I found out that I can find someone that can easily take the cord, that is the point right here that plugs in, that's the new one, and can make an adapter this big. My cost from China will be 13 cents. That's if I buy 10,000 at a time. Now you're saying, well, that's awfully expensive. So the prototype for it is going to run me maybe $300 to $500. That's if it doesn't exist. Now remember, I'm talking to you about a problem that I just recognized. I haven't done enough research yet to find out, and you might even beat me to it. Actually, if Mariah gets us up and running really quickly, you might be getting my multi-million-dollar idea, at least I believe. You see, you can't make representations anymore due to the new laws that have been put in place by Obama and the FTC and peripheral entities that definitely want to put you in a position where you must represent with accuracy what you're doing. So let's just say that this problem may not have a solution yet. I already know that I have the ability to build a solution. I also have the ability, if a person just spent $1 on that interface device, and anyone buying a phone will happily spend $1 for an adapter that will enable it to immediately plug into every single cord they already have. So we already know that not only have I identified the problem and identified the solution, I've identified the built-in market. Anyone shopping for Bluetooth or cell phone that requires the ability to plug into this particular interface. Small plug, 13 cents, sold for $4.99, $7.99, $19.99. It'll probably sell for around $9.97. Now remember, this device may already exist. How many of you do not approach your life in terms of looking for the problem? What happens when you look for a problem? Well, automatically my mind started thinking, I need a solution. It's automatic. It's like Maxwell malts with psychocybernetics. If you can identify the concern, you can generally move towards a solution. It's how your brain is set up. It's how your whole biophysiology is set up. It's how the brain and the body connect. We automatically try and solve problems, particularly men, and of course women as well. Men love to provide immediate solutions for women, and women really don't necessarily want those solutions. They want someone to help them, work with them towards finding out the solution on their own. If men could back off a bit and allow that relationship to take place, their personal relationship is more effective. Well, I'm digressing because I think that's important. It's an important point. But here's what's even more important. If you have a solution to a problem, you have achievement. If you have achievement, you have self-esteem. If you have self-esteem, you have the makings for happiness. And the truth of the matter is, when you ask the Dalai Lama, what is happiness? He'll speak for 3 to 5 hours. He'll give you concepts and directions and meditation and self-exploration, but he will not give you a specific process for the realization of happiness, because the process is not generally based on steps. Well, I'm going to beg to differ. I'm going to tell you right now, I have a direct means for you to be happier. You need a dose of self-esteem with reoccurring frequency and repetition, and another dose of self-esteem. You'll be happy. How long does happy last? Well, about that long. It's a fleeting moment in time, about that long. And so if you identify the problem, move towards the solution, have a sense of achievement, which builds self-esteem, we know that self-esteem fosters the condition, the mindset, and a physiological change that translates to a happy state of mind and a happy state of physiology. It actually alleviates or redirects pain in many scenarios. You're probably saying right now, well, what's the point of all this? The point of all this is, if you're not going to be happy doing what you're doing, what is the point of all these business tips? What's the point of all these gurus and all these people that Mariah is stopping? And she's giving you all these great quick fixes. But if you're not happy fundamentally, which is the whole point of my teaching, Passion to Profit, something I was teaching 27 years ago, and it evolved into the program it is today. And by the way, I don't care if you buy a ticket for that or not. I don't care if you get my systems or not. Here's what I care that you get. Identify your passion. How do you do that? You go back to your past and you find out where the triggers are, because something you left behind in your past as a child, someone snuffed out that dream. There's a compromise you made. There was someone in your life that was there and you had to help them, or you had to foster something they were interested in. My wife helped her mother. My wife had to support her mother. My wife had to do all kinds of things to move her life forward. And one of her dreams was to be a professional dancer, and she was good. As a matter of fact, she was so good, she was embraced by her dance instructor, wouldn't even charge her. That's how good she was. But my wife helped her family. She made a compromise. She made a sacrifice. Did things come out well? Yes, she's happy with her life. But do you know what? Many of you aren't. And making those compromises, if you go back, you'll find out as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, you'll find out where it was, and you'll also figure out the trigger. If you're willing to explore yourself, you'll figure out what it was you were destined to do. For Mariah, I believe she's destined to do computer technology, not just photography, but she's the most brilliant computer technologist I've ever seen. I had a problem the other night. 3 technicians couldn't fix it. 58 seconds she fixed it.